The views and opinions of the host and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Talking Heads with Naughty is brought to you by BTC, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, Dunkin' Donuts, Fine Threads, Jaws Department Store, Joker's Wild, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's Island Games, and Tropical Gyros.
Breaking down on a camel's back. They just have to go 'cause they don't know where. So all you feel the streets is appealing to see. You won't get under county 'cause you're dead and free. You got a new horizon, it's ephemeral style. A melancholy town where we never smile. And all I wanna hear is the message beep. My dreams, they gotta kissing 'cause I don't get sleep, no. Windmill for the land, forever hand in hand. Take it all out on your stride. It is kicking, falling down. Love forever, love is free. Let's turn forever, you and me. Windmill for the land. It's everybody in.
Laughing gas, these hazmats, fast cat, lining them up like ladies, ponies at the track. It's my chocolate attack. Dude, I'm stepping in harder this year. Yeah, been repping in harder this year. Watch me as I gravitate. Ha 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 ha. Yo, we gon' ghost town, it's Motown with your sound. You in the blink, gon' bite the dust, can't fight with us. With your sound, you kill the ink. So don't stop, get it, until you chat it, hit it. Watch the way I navigate. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah, you got it locked and loaded to the Thursday edition, the Thursday, March 9th edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m. We're going to open the lines up for you today. We got lots to talk about. Oh, God, we got lots to talk about. I've been to the barbershop. I've been to the food store. Yeah. Things buzzing, things swirling. The court of public opinion is tongues wagging. And like I said, we got a lot of things to address. But before we jump into that, I got to make sure in a good space, in a good place, so we can chime on in and have a good conversation. Got your brain teaser lined up for you. You know what you're playing for. Joker's Wild Party Passes, Dunkin' Donuts coupons, KFC coupons, and lunch or dinner, your choice, from Naughty Johnny's. Phone lines are open, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Text lines powered by BTC. That's 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Stream us live. Take us wherever you want to go. GuardianTalkRadio.com. That's GuardianTalkRadio.com. BTC Flow Channel 612, Cable Channel 969. That's how you get it in. That's how you get it on. All right. Here's what you're working with today. Here's your brain teaser. And you got between now and the news and the top of the 5 o'clock hour to get your answers in. All right. If you have this occupation in the Bahamas, you walk between 4.5 and 5 miles a day. What occupation is this? All right? If you have this occupation in the Bahamas, you walk 4.5 to 5 miles a day. What occupation is this? That's your brain teaser. You got between now and the news and the top of the 5 o'clock hour to get your answers in. All right? All right. And they're off. And they're wrong already. One thing about y'all always wait for this brain teaser just to be wrong. Yes, I thank you, man. And Texter, I can take a compliment, but you got to know humor. You said, hey, Naughty, the best talk show host. I said, thank you. Flattery will get you everywhere. Ha, ha, ha. That was the joke. All right, so I appreciate the compliment. That's why I returned in kind with a joke. That's what us comedians do, and you know, we appreciate a compliment. Sometimes we might hit you with a little humor, okay? But yeah, so we all good. Thank you very much, but you're still wrong, because the answer sprinter, no, that's not it. That's not what we're looking for. Nor are we looking for teacher, all right? All right. Naughty, we have to talk about the elephants in the room, meaning the gigantic American and Chinese embassies in our country. What are the reasons for this? I don't know. Boy, I guess global times are changing, huh? All right, so you got your trivia out there, and we get ready to jump in to the headliners who are what's making headlines in the 242, all brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads. But before we do that, let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Hi.
How are
This
you?
is Maggie.
How are you,
good.
Maggie?
I'm good. I have an answer for the trivia.
What answer you got for me?
A nurse?
No, not a nurse.
Okay.
You Googled wrong. You Googled wrong. You Googled wrong. That's one of the top answers, but that's not the answer we're looking for. All right, remember, if you have this occupation in the Bahamas, you walk between 4.5 and 5 miles a day. What occupation is it? All right? That's your brain teaser. You got between now and the top of the news and the 5 o'clock hour to get your answers in. We're going to jump into the headliners who are what's making headlines in the 242, all brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads. New arrivals in stock right now, both locations, top of the hill, Mackey Street, and the Southwest Shopping Plaza. Be sure to check them out on the casual and the formal. All right? And don't forget, new selection in suits. All right, with all the accessories to go along with. So be sure to check them out online, finethreads.com. Do your shopping online, then arrange for pickup at any one of those convenient Fine Thread locations. Top of the Hill, Mackey Street, the flagship store, and the Southwest Shopping Plaza location. Both those locations open for you 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. All right. What's blazing up the pages of the Nassau Guardian News and Views in Madison's 1844? Wow. Big headline. Gas retailers plan action. Operators at the end of the line amid losses. Story by Candia Dames, executive editor. Members of the Bahamas Petroleum Retailers Association had an emergency meeting yesterday and reached an agreement on action they will take in response to the non-response by the government to their request for a change in the margin, which dictates the level of profits they earn. Now, I understand the retailers' situation. They're in it to make a living. They're in it to make some money. All right, pay their staff and turn a profit. But I think maybe they should involve the public who go to the pumps and who will be affected by this in their stance. Get the public involved. It creates a bigger body of people, because at the end of the day, if there's no margin incentives for the retailers, or they can't get the margin increase they need to turn a profit, then the suffrage is going to start. They're going to have to take cutbacks. You're going to see layoffs at the pump and self-service. You'll see gas prices go up, and the public will suffer. So if I'm the retailers, I want to get the community involved, make it a bigger body, a stronger body, and say, listen, we do not want to put this on our customers. But this is what we would be forced to do if you can't meet us halfway. Then the public can get them on and say, hey, we don't need $6 and $7 at the pump. Come on, Mr. Prime Minister. Come on, government. Let's go. We need to make this happen. Because God knows tomorrow if they take action and you didn't fill up your pump, dog eat your lunch. Here come the gas lines and so on and so forth. So you have to do your due diligence and look at all the steps, not just one in front, 2 and 3 down the road. But this needs to be dealt with. It has to be dealt with. And the retailers have been more than patient, let's be honest. We need to get, people need to keep their jobs. Retailers need to turn a profit, and the consumers don't need to suffer for it. We got enough taxation breaking our backs right now. Let's continue. Pintard, I am in control of the FNM. Another big headline today. Story by Travis Cartwright-Cowan. Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard said yesterday that he is in control of the party. Pintard's response came after he and former Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis seemingly went head-to-head at separate FNM constituency associated meetings on Tuesday night. Minnis was the guest speaker at the FNM Garden Hills Constituency Association meeting, which was not sanctioned by the party, and Pintard addressed supporters at the party's Centerville Constituency Association. Pintard called for loyalty and unity in the party, and Minnis later told reporters that he respects the leadership of the party. So read more on that. Formulate your own opinion. I think it's much to do about nothing, posturing. And there's other things we need to be focused on, the voters and the citizenry. Like not letting the gas go up at the pumps, no more taxation, you know what I mean? PM, RCI project to break ground almost immediately. Let's talk about this. Got to displace Bahamian and all of this. Okay? Wasn't this the same project that the Prime Minister on the campaign chair said he was going to look out for Bahamians, i.e. Mr. Toby Smith? And I feel for my boy Toby, I can't lie. Not one, but two administrations have thrown him completely under the bus. Believing Bahamians my foot. Because what happened to that Bahamian? And what happens to one, it could happen to any. And I know it's big business and so on and so forth. But you can't be selling Bahamians dreams on the campaign trail and turn them into nightmares later on. Eventually, that's going to run out. And that's going to cause the whole climate and landscape and politics in this country to change. Hopefully for the better, though, because it can't get no worse. But that's absolute craziness right there. But nonetheless, we now have a $100 million project, Beach Club, at the western end of Paradise Island, and they're going to start on that almost immediately. Quoted as saying this hopefully will be started because part of the challenges that we have in the country today is what we call attractions for tourism, the Prime Minister told reporters. Now, let's be real. You need to have the attractions, but what happened to all the tour companies that offered all of those attractions? I hear there's only like one operating that's got a monopoly in all the major hotels, and allegedly it's politically affiliated if you do connecting the dots. So what happened to those Bahamian businesses that offer tours? Not just one said tour company, but those other tour companies. Wouldn't that help fill some of the gap of the lacking attractions and excursions and activities that you're talking of? And let's be real. If you want to break down the crux of it, we're always going to be one of the least spends in the region because of the private islands. Yes, the numbers look good. Oh, we had thousands of people visit. Did they visit New Providence? Potentially not. Did they visit Grand Bahama? Potentially. Oh, did they visit the private island? Yes, in full. How much did they spend? Zilch, because it's a private island. It's part of their cruise package. They go on and enjoy themselves. They're served by staff off the cruise ships, not Bahamians. So that's why the spend will never go up, no matter how many attractions we add and so on and so forth, because when you have the majority of the visitors go to the private islands, and statistically on paper, you could massage that however you want to make it look how many visitors we had. But what was really the impact? Did we feel it on the ground? So hopefully, even though, I don't like what they did to a Bahamian in this process, if this gets up and running, we need to see Bahamians benefit off this. We need to see New Providence-based companies benefit off this, and not just one or two who are allegedly politically connected. We need to have a fair, level playing field for all of those stakeholders to have an opportunity at it. So, here we go. Let me check some of these texts. Naughty. Those idiots in Parliament really don't care. They just continue to tax us and sell us out. When are we going to get a government that truly cares about Bahamians? Until we vote for one and hold people accountable and make sure, we're satisfied that they're going to stick to their guns and do what they say. And not just give us more campaign trail promises. Okay? So, yeah, let's see where that goes. All right, Mr. Producer, it's 4:32. Let's get to the first break. On the flip side of the break, we'll open up the lines, see what you buzzing on. All brought to you, of course, by John Shoes. Then we'll check out the global warming. We're heating up the planet in 60 seconds or less. All brought to you, of course, by KFC Nassau. Then I'll slide in my Dunkin' Donuts coffee break. And at the bottom of the hour, I'll hook you up with some info from the Island Game. All right? March Madness coming up, the bracketology going on. And I understand from Mr. Producer that we have had contact with Cuban Willie. And he and management have worked out. I thought it was some Mr. Producer, you never told me Cuban Willie had contract issues. I didn't know you all was trying to work things out. I thought they abducted my boy or whatever. But anyhow, according to Mr. Brewster, they've worked it all out. So you'll hear from Cuban Willie starting back up again next week. All right? All right. Now, here we go. We'll get to the break. Flip side of the break, we'll pick it up on the Thursday, March 9th edition of Talking Heads Texas. I see you. I get to all your texts on the flip side of the break. And all your answers, they wrong. Keep playing, though. Thanks for playing and thanks for listening, but all y'all wrong. All right? Thanks. Yeah, I just want to let you know. You Google long, you Google wrong. Let's get to the break, Mr. Producer.
Experience a flavor explosion with the new Italian mozzarella chicken sandwich from Dunkin'. Loaded with juicy chicken, marinara sauce, a generous drizzle of pesto sauce, all topped off with melted cheese and served on a warm, flaky croissant. Made to order all day long, the Dunkin' Italian mozzarella chicken sandwich combo includes a bag of baked lays and a freshly brewed iced tea. Enjoy a taste of Italy in every bite. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video, wanna step out and look great, then fine threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste, then fine threads is your place. Is your place, is your place.
When I got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was gonna live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. It's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
Juicy fried chicken, mashed potatoes with gravy, and a hot buttery biscuit for only $5. That's genius! Part of the KFC Genius menu, the KFC $5 snack box delivers on flavor and value. Need to feed more than one? KFC's Great Picks has got you covered. Packed with 4 thighs and 4 legs, fried to golden perfection, plus 4 buttery biscuits for only $20. More genius! Hungry for deals? The Genius Menu at KFC. It's finger-licking good.
The Thursday, March 9th edition of Talking Heads continues right now. Let me check the text lines real quick. Let me check some answers. Teacher, nurse, waitress, no. What is the long list here? Sportsman, doctor, policeman, gymnastics coach, football player, gym trainer, dietitian, a mechanic, dog trainer, farmer, contractor, baseball player. Wow, you put a lot into this. All wrong, but good stuff. Let's see some more answers. Not waiter or waitress, not garbage collector, not emergency nurse, not a policeman on the beat. Not trivia answer concert. Nope. Not a concierge. Nope. Not a tour guide. Not a nurse. Boy, oh no, boy. Bartender, police, Joneser. Bus boy, no. No. All right. Let's check out some of these answers. Great, some of these texts, sorry. Great show as usual, Naughty. How come the F&M always have their dirty laundry in the media? Now a member sues the party. Boy, I tell you. Some people got to learn how to keep it in the locker room, you know? Can't put it all out there. You got to keep it in-house sometimes. What else is going on? Let's see. Got some other text here. Tell dear Toby they have my regards. I'm sure you have learned, like the majority of us, is to not take politicians' words as something that we can stand on or the test of time. Their words are like farts in the wind, strong but eventually going away. Yeah, Toby, I hate to tell you, you get swing. Typical Bahamians. My Bahamians. We can let you know, but we can do it in the coolest fashion we can. Eh? You think you got to say that at anything, Toby? Know that already, you know. Naughty, those idiots in Parliament really don't care. They're just continuing to tax us and sell us out. That's another one with those same sentiments today. Naughty, the PLP is only concerned about who they can buy and keep certain voters happy so they can remain government. That is their primary focus, and that is why everything is calculated about elections. The country's business and future is secondary. I'm starting to believe that's the case. The business and all of that is secondary, especially with some of the decisions made. All right, let me see if there's anything else. All right, well, let's get up into the buzz, brought to you by John Shoes. And, of course, you know, I got some more here. And John's reminds you got new arrivals every Monday and Tuesday. Wide selection for men, women, and children. Casual, athletic, formal, all the above. All the accessories to go along with as well for the ladies. And don't forget, they now have small home appliances and cookware available for you as well at both John's locations. John's Plaza Carmichael and the flagship store over there on Rosetta. So be sure to check both those locations out today. And remember, John's serving you is a pleasure. Nor do you think our governments realize the country's geopolitical importance and the locational importance? Excuse me. No, I wonder sometimes. I text her, I do. Naughty East Bay Street has been in shambles for decades. And no new tours for cruise visitors. So I can't blame the cruise ships for making a move on creating attractions. All right. And I'm not saying don't create new attractions, but just don't knock Bahamians completely out of the market. Give them a chance to participate on that playing field. Give them an opportunity to have a stake in that game. But like I said, that seems to be, you know, the big buzz right now. And obviously, it is a bitter pill because, you know, you look at it and see a Bahamian on the short end of that stick. But obviously, the potential, if they do it correctly, could be lucrative in the long run. Hey, texter, the last text who just texted me? Yeah. Last 3 digits, 4 digits, 4108. Ah, boy. I guess you're a fan of the movie Half Baked, and I'll just leave that like that. Let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this?
Hey, Naughty. Good afternoon, my brother.
What's going on, Jeff? All is well with you and yours?
Yeah, man. It's a very interesting day in this country. That's all I can tell you.
Again?
Listen, you know how certain persons in some of these agencies know how to fix things for their friends, family, and lovers?
Uh-huh.
I am trying to figure out why they didn't fix this situation up for a Bahamian who is trying to venture into a new type of, well, not a new, but venture into a matter, whereas he was all what you would coin as engaging in Bahamianization, and that is to bring about a variety of Bahamian Bahamian nationals with the expertise, knowledge, and so on and so forth to work along with him to create what his vision was in terms of that parcel of land over at Paradise Island. I'm talking about Toby Smith in this particular instance.
Correct.
You know, it is a sad day in the Bahamas, how our own people treats our own people. There are ways that they got to go on and find somebody to help Toby. You know, it's a really amazing that all you're hearing is RCI.
Or bring everybody to the table, Jeff, and incorporate him. Say, look, man, if you want this to go down, we need to make sure that Toby, in one way, shape, or form, still has a piece of this pie, has a stake in this game.
It's just that.
And it might have been minimal, and it might have been minority, but at least you did right by the Bahamian, who you had promised something to initially.
Yeah. It's just that the gray elephant in the room actually fade the black in theatrical jargon. You know, he has now disappeared off the scene. It's like there's no discussion about the atrocity that has happened to Toby. Now, I would say this much. I mean, it really baffled me.
And what's kind of galling, though, Jeff, is don't forget, rewind the tape to the election trail, to the campaign trail. This administration spoke on Toby's behalf and said they would not let a Bahamian get displaced, so on and so forth. And now here we are.
Okay, another act, a different scene. Same players, but a different act. But I'll close on this, Noddy. You know, if this isn't any indication of how our own think about our own people, it is a sad occasion. Like I said before, we've seen on many occasions where people less than stellar, who did not have all their ducks in a row, that they were able to seek help, get the necessary political help to get them to actually succeed, things that they put their mind to. But the certain Bahamians among us, especially those who buck against the system, especially those who have gone through the right processes, may have left out a process or two. You can tell me that they couldn't find a way to make this a win-win situation for everyone across the board? No, man, something stinks. Thanks for taking my call now.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, Jeff. Good stuff as always. Let me wrap up the buzz here with a couple of these texts. Hey, Naughty Sands is trying to make Pintard finish a texter for me, please. I mean, what happened? You run out of minutes? Naughty, tell Toby he should let a pasty white foreigner front his venture. Toby don't learn foreigners is better white is right, but Toby is a pasty white conky Joe Bahamian. You can't be no more pasty than Toby on a bad morning. I know he's doing Rose Island a lot, but yeah. But maybe he should have. Oh, the irony of that texter. Oh, the irony. Oh, the irony. You almost made me say a joke as well, word. Yep. And I remember, the PRP in March of 2020 was quoted as saying on the campaign trail, we will terminate any agreement with Royal Caribbean for the lease of Crown land on Paradise Island. PRP in March of 2023. We just approved an agreement with Royal Caribbean for the lease of Crown land on Paradise Island. Which mouth was y'all talking out of in 2020? A different one from 2023, obviously. And that speaks volumes. That speaks volumes. And again, people may not say anything now, but when they exercise their right to vote, you know how that song says, it's all coming back to me now. Okay. And they had that flashback, that could cost you your whole administration. Because it's not what you do, but it's how you make people feel when you do the things that you do or say the things that you say. Naughty Toby should have let the Greeks front him. All right, now you're trying to get funny. Naughty, I know Toby. He's more black Bahamian than Conky Joe Bahamian. He has black Bahamian tendencies. All right, listen. We know Toby know how to get down, okay? But at the end of the day, you say you get a pasty white foreigner at the front for Toby. Toby strikes the pasty white category for us right here at home. And that's my boy. Been to school with him all my life. Okay? So don't go there. I can say that, but yeah. Ah, boy, I tell you. I tell you. Yeah, listen, man, you won last week. That don't mean you can win this week. Your answer might have been right last week, could be wrong this week. Hey, Naughty Signs is trying to make Pintard look bad. Our business needs to stay out of the press. People out there are Sparky for PLP. Oh, Jesus, why y'all drag Sparky in here? Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this? Well, you should have been more patient, texter. Caller. Oh, texter's killing me today. Oh, Lord, you're killing me today. You're killing me. All right, no, it's not a photographer, not a mechanic, not an athlete, not a tennis player, not a pilot. No. And none of y'all say, I can't believe you're not going to get this answer. Some of y'all might actually do this for a living yourself and can't get it right. Ah, God, let's go to the phone lines. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this? Talking Heads. All right, back to that jabroni. Let's get into the global warming. We're heating up the planet in 60 seconds or less. All brought to you, of course, by KFC Nassau. And don't forget, it's all about the Game Day Wings special over there at KFC Nassau. 12 saucy wings for $14, all right? With all your favorite flavors. All right, skip the line and hit them up WhatsApp, all right? 557-3663. 557-3663. All right, those 12 saucy wings over there at KFC Nassau. That's an off-the-chain special. I might have to grab some of them on the way to Jokers tonight. I might have to be a little foundation. But a libation. All right, let's try this again, Kermie. Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this? Talking Heads, Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Who's this? Oh, the war room hot with me today. Ma, somebody going, eh? What? Because how disingenuous y'all was with Toby? Is that what it is? Both administrations? But now we're dealing with the present? Not the former, because we know the former. Now they're talking about the present. Y'all don't like that, eh? Oh, my. And I ain't gonna stop my show. You know how I roll. We'll just text you to pieces. Speaking of which, y'all want your answer? All right, I'll give you your answer in a second. Right now, let me get into, like I said, the global warming. We're heating up the planet in 60 seconds or less. All brought to you, of course, by KFC Nassau. All right? Oprah Winfrey has bought another 870 acres of land in Hawaii on the island of Maui. That now gives her over 1,000 acres. Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets have been discussing what ifs in Los Angeles the past couple of days on a potential trade. Trouble on the horizon for Tiger Woods and his ex-girlfriend Erica Herman is going to court to nullify NDA that she signed with the golfer. If it's nullified, she's got stories to tell and money to make. Pope Francis has been pontiff for 10 years already, if you wanted to know that. Keanu Reeves says he didn't just take the red pill in The Matrix, but the director let him take it home and keep it. A self-proclaimed time traveler on TikTok made several predictions that something big is going to happen on February 21st next year, that the Third World War will begin on May 29th, 2030, and in 2037 the World War ends, resulting in a baby boom that overpopulates the world. Now, how about this one? Remember comedian Eddie Izzard? Well, she's now Susie Eddie Izzard. She says she's okay with people referring to her as either Eddie or Susie, though she prefers that people refer to her with feminine pronouns. Okay. Paris Hilton has revealed that she had an abortion at the age of 22 because she was in no way capable of being a mother. And now that, hopefully she's capable now. Oh, and speaking of babies, my God, Nick Cannon is expecting again, but this time it's a new game show, not a kid. It's called Who's Having My Baby with Nick Cannon. And eventually I'm sure somebody will end up on that show who's having a baby for Nick Cannon. And that's a wrap right there on your global warming. We're heating up the planet in 60 seconds or less. All brought to you, of course, by KFC Nassau. All right, let me slide in the Dunkin' Donuts coffee break. All right? And Dunkin' doing big things, people. All right? If you haven't tried it, they got a brand new menu item going on, and it is off the chain. Okay? It's that marinara, the chicken marinara. That's right. All right, made to order all day long. It's the Dunkin' Italian mozzarella chicken sandwich combo. Includes a bag of baked lays and a freshly brewed iced tea with that mozzarella chicken sandwich, all right, from Dunkin'. Loaded with juicy chicken marinara sauce, a generous drizzle of pesto sauce, all topped off with melted cheese and served on a warm, flaky croissant. It is all good. All right, you definitely want to check it out at your favorite Dunkin' location. Downtown Bay Street, Paradise Island, Palmdale, Vernon Road with the drive-thru, East Street South with the drive-thru, Carmichael, the newest location, and 2 out at the airport, pre-clearance and post-clearance. There's no reason for you not to be running on Dunkin'. All right. Any more final answers? All right. Let's check out some more texts real quick. Naughty, did Toby use the magic word please when he asked for the land? I wonder. I gotta ask him. Weightlifter, photographer, athlete, pilot. All right. None of y'all are correct. I'm going to go on all of this. None of y'all are correct. Busboy, pump attendant, wrong. Waiter, wrong. Politician, wrong. They just run their mouth, but they don't, walk 4.5. Their mouth may run 4.5 miles a day. Yeah. No, not waiter or waitress, not garbage collector. Let me see this one. Garbage collector, tour guide, personal trainer, restaurant worker, garbage collector, nope. Police on the beat, nope. Emergency nurse, groundskeeper, correctional officer, nope. Garbage collector, waitress, nope. Chef, teacher, nope. Boy, you all can slap yourself when I give you an answer. You know what the answer is? Not insurance worker either. Not a chef. The answer is bellman. A bellman. The correct answer was bellman. Yeah. That makes total sense now, right? And yeah. And don't get all upset. Don't get all upset. That's correct. The correct answer is bellman. Yes, bellman. Y'all didn't get it right. Y'all can't get vexed. Y'all sending some really good answers, but they weren't right. You can't get mad at me for that. You cannot get mad at me for that. Cannot get mad for me at that. Can't get mad at me for that. So, please. You sent the wrong answer, not me. That's my fault. Some of you are texting me back now. It's bellman. That's the correct answer, bellman. And you get it, right? You understand why, because bellmans make trip after trip after trip. They do some tall walking, heavy walking. So it shouldn't be a problem. All right. So with that being said, we're going to get to the break, Mr. Producer. You got one more break, right? And then we get to the news. That's how we're going to do it. All right, we'll take the break and then we'll get to the news and we'll pick it up on the flip side of the 5 o'clock hour. We'll be talking sports. All right? Don't kill yourself. Just slap yourself in the mirror, man. I told you. Y'all is Google long. Y'all is Google wrong. Anyhow, try me again tomorrow and we'll double it up. And don't forget, we're live from Dunkin', East Street, South tomorrow. All right? Getting you running on Dunkin' right into the weekend. Keep it right where you got it. All right? The Thursday, March 9th edition continues right after this.
Juicy fried chicken, mashed potatoes with gravy, and a hot buttery biscuit for only $5. That's genius! Part of the KFC Genius menu, the KFC $5 snack box delivers on flavor and value. Need to feed more than one? KFC's Great Picks has got you covered. Packed with 4 thighs and 4 legs, fried to golden perfection, plus 4 buttery biscuits for only $20. More genius! Hungry for deals? The Genius Menu at KFC. It's finger-licking good.
John Shoes and Accessories is your one-stop shop for all your footwear needs. Whatever the occasion, John's is confident you will find what you're looking for among our always growing collection of amazing and trendy styles. We cover women, men, children, the whole family. Together with John's great prices and helpful and friendly customer service, your experience in shopping with us will be time well spent. Too busy to come in store? Shop with us online. www.johnshoes.com. John's also now carries small home appliances. So come on in today at John's, where we put fashion at your feet.
Get your Carifta tickets. The 58th Carifta Games is coming. April 7th to April 10th. Tickets are on sale now. Online at Carifta50.com or at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium, Western Grand Entrance. For more details, email tickets at Carifta50.com or call 605-4051.
Experience a flavor explosion with the new Italian mozzarella chicken sandwich from Dunkin'. loaded with juicy chicken, marinara sauce, a generous drizzle of pesto sauce, all topped off with melted cheese and served on a warm, flaky croissant. Made to order all day long, the Dunkin' Italian Mozzarella Chicken Sandwich Combo includes a bag of baked lays and a freshly brewed iced tea. Enjoy a taste of Italy in every bite. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
We're good for you. Whether your business is in-store, on the go, or both, let Fidelity work with you to maximize your customers' payment options with a fixed or mobile terminal so that you never miss a sale. It's safer than cash and more convenient so that you can take your business anywhere. For details, contact a business development officer today at 356-7764 in Nassau or 352-6676 in Freeport, or visit our website at fidelitygroup.com.
When I had got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. It's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
Refined style with elegant taste. Then Fine Threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then Fine Threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video. Wanna step out and look great? Then Fine Threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste. Then Fine Threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Talking Heads, the Thursday, March 9th edition continues right now. Before we get into sports, let me check the text lines real quick. I tell you, Naughty, I literally turned to my husband and said, Bellman, then talk myself out of that answer. Well, you should have listened to yourself. Or listen to your husband. Anyway, you ought to enjoy the ride, though. I tell you, sometimes them answers will get you. The obvious is right there in front of your face. You can't see it, the forest for the trees. You're not the only one who upset with yourself. You got a couple other people who are upset with themselves today. It's all right. You get them tomorrow. As a matter of fact, I'll double it up tomorrow. Since I'm on remote, we'll play for double everything. Okay? All right. Now, let's get up into the sports. We're into the 5 o'clock hour. 5:06 p.m. is the time. So you know, it's all about today in sports history, all brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. And don't forget, happy hour every Wednesday, every Friday at Naughty Johnny's, 5 to 7 p.m. And be sure to check them out for lunch and dinner. Monday through Friday, great for lunch and dinner. On the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, great for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast starting at 9 a.m. Big up to my crew down there at Naughty Johnny's. Give them a call. See what they got going on for you. 377-7776. All right. On this day, March 9th, in sports history, 1859, the National Association of Baseball Players adopted the rule that limited the size of bats to no more than 2.5 inches in diameter. 1929, Eric Krenz became the first athlete to toss the discus over 160 feet. 1958, George Yardley of the Detroit Pistons became the first NBA player to score 2,000 points in a season. He did it in 72 games. 1980, Gordie Howe and his two sons skated on a line together for the Hartford Whalers. National Hockey League history was made when the event occurred about midway through a game against the Boston Bruins. 1984, Tim Witherspoon won a 12-round decision over Greg Payne to claim the World Boxing Council Heavyweight Championship. Sports quote of the day: the best and fastest way to learn a sport is to watch and imitate a champion. Jean-Claude Killy. All right? And that's a wrap on today in sports history. All brought to you, of course, by Naughty Johnny's. All right, Mr. Producer, we got anything from Pearly? Got Pearly zoomed in yet? What about Peter? Raheem might be zooming in as well. Keep an eye out for the two of those. You know, they'll be chiming in at some point. So, while I wait for Pearly to zoom in, and I wait for Peter to zoom in, then I'm going to jump into the home court. Yep, to the home court. And it's all brought to you, of course, by Burger King Nassau. We're going to have a look at the home scene, the local sports scene. Like I said, brought to you, of course, by Burger King Nassau. And don't forget, it's you can say hello morning each and every morning with Burger King with the sausage, egg, and cheese croissant sandwich. Flaky and tasty. Get it by itself or get it as a combo with hash browns, coffee, or OJ. Waiting on you at your favorite Burger King location for takeout, drive-thru, and delivery with the Craven app. All right. Let's check out the local sports scene. All brought to you, of course, by Burger King now. So, Mr. Producer, let me know when we have a Pearly sighting. So, let's have a look at the local scene. Boy, I tell you, lots to talk about. Let me know when Pearly chimes in there, Mr. Producer. Raptors Knights lead the GSSSA champions. Action continues today at the Thomas A. Robinson Stadium. Story by Simba French. The C.H. Reeves Junior High School Raptors and the C.R. Walker Senior High School Knights sit atop the standings in the junior and senior divisions, respectively, after the first day of the 30th Government Secondary Schools Sports Association Track and Field Championships at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium. The Knights got their defense title underway, scoring 219 points, or defense of their title underway, scoring 219 points on opening day, and now have a comfortable lead of 58 points over the second place C.V. Bethel Senior High School Stingrays. Stingrays head into the second day of competition with 161 points. The Ormbelly Pacers Senior High School sit in third place with 134.50 points. On the junior side, the Raptors have already significantly separated themselves from the competition with a score of 320 points on opening day. The closest competitor, the S.C. McPherson Junior High School Sharks, finished the day with 181 points and trail the Raptors by 139 points. The H.O. Nash Junior High School Lions are in third place with 130 points. So we'll keep an eye out on that. That should be hot and heavy down toward the end. 3 Bahamians on the top 30 prospect lists. Talking about Ian Lewis, Ryan Reckley, and Sebastian Walcott. Story by Simba French. When it comes to Bahamian professional baseball players in the Major League Baseball farm system, there's no shortage with more than 20 enrolled in the system, 20 Bahamians enrolled in the systems, including 7 who signed earlier this year. MLB Pipeline, which evaluates the talent, released each of the 30 teams' top prospect list on Monday, and Bahamian infielders Sebastian Walcott, Ian Lewis, and Ryan Reckley are included on their respective teams' top prospect list. Lewis, who signed with the Miami Marlins back in July of 2019 and is currently listed at number 15 on the Marlins list. The infielder most recently played for the Marlins single-A affiliate, the Jupiter Hammerheads. He was limited to 51 games for the Hammerheads last season as he suffered a broken hamate bone during the season. Lewis had 59 hits and 185 at-bats to finish with a batting average of .265. Pitcher had an on-base percentage of about .347 and a slugging percentage of .368. And you can read more on Rackley and Sebastian Walcott, because both of them are top prospects in their farm systems. All right? When it comes to Walcott, especially in that Texas Rangers system, he's the youngest of the trio, and he signed with the Texas Rangers on January 2023. He's ranked at number 15 on the list for the Texas Rangers, all right, already. And the 16-year-old shortstop signed a $3.2 million signing bonus as the Rangers showed how much they believe in him. At 6'4", very agile, skilled, and athletic, he's regarded as one-of-a-kind infielder. Walcott is yet to play a minor league baseball game for the Rangers, but is eager to get started. He's the youngest to make the Rangers' top 30 list. And Rackley is number 22 on the San Francisco Giants list. All right, so that's some high-ranking individuals right there in those respective systems. Those are some good rankings to have as a player coming out. You're definitely in the conversation. Speaking of in the conversation, we got Pearly chimed in. Well, let's get him in the conversation.
Right,
you should have chimed in when baseball was on, okay?
Yeah.
Now I got to get Kornheiser on you, Wilborn, okay? You could have chimed in. You're the baseball guru. You're the baseball czar.
No, you were talking. You were on a good road. I didn't want to interfere with you.
You just interrupt me anyway.
But you robbed me for that. So I didn't feel like, you know what? A D if I do and a D if I don't.
That's how I feel with you sometimes. But anyway, it's all good. But I think those guys are going to make some noise. We got some other guys in the pipeline. And
yep,
the Mingos doing their thing in soccer. They won, and Barnes had a hat trick in the win. And the Heyman equestrian riders shine in Florida. I'm glad to see the sport of equestrianism and still going strong, and people still doing their thing.
Well, I mean, that's your people kind of thing, you know.
Also, Eastern Road thing, but you don't have to make a backhanded insult like Pearly, because you've been to some Eastern Road parties before in your red shirt. So don't play with me, old boy.
Actually, I've been to the spot off the Eastern Road, but they actually do the practice equestrian. The Puch family has it there.
Pardon?
I've seen the
he was up in Camperdown. Don't say he was up in Camperdown. That's where he was. He was riding horse in Camperdown. I know.
Yes.
Anytime a member of SAC shows up in Camperdown to ride, all the St. Andrews alumni know. You all know. The whole of the Eastern Road knows.
Oh boy. Okay, sir. How are you?
I'm good, man. The Raptors and the Knights lead the GSSA championships. I hear some of them dudes from CH3 say that blow hole in SAC.
They wish they could.
That's all I say.
But don't worry about what you see them doing in that race. Find how much of them put qualifying times in for the Carifta Games. That's where you know what you got.
Yes, indeed.
Several Senegal athletes, several, not one or two, several have qualified for the Olympic for the Carifta team.
Several already in advance.
Yes. Right last week at the BAISS, the Fidelity BAISS Track and Field Championship.
Well, I'm just going to let you have bask in your glory.
Yes, the greatest school in the world. The best high school in this country.
I said bask, not embellish. I just said bask, not embellish.
Okay, sorry. Okay. You know what I find very interesting, Naughty?
What do you find very interesting?
We still on payment. We still on home court, right? So
yeah,
I
man.
won't talk about that just yet.
Well, we're about to exit it.
I'll wait.
We're about to exit it, so now's a good time as we slide out of that and enter into, who's in and who's out and go international. I'll brought you, of course, by Tropical Gyros. What you got for me?
What is about to be the most shocking thing I'm seeing right now in the World Baseball Classic, Italy.
Beating the USA?
Soccer. Beat Cuba.
Cuba 0-2?
Cuba 0-2 and about to play Panama tonight, 3 after the night. They lose tonight, they ain't gonna move on.
If they lose tonight, they better not go back to Cuba.
They're not gonna move on. And one of the kids who was here for the Caribbean Cup is on the Cuban team, Mateo.
I know, because
I'll never forget that name.
You were the announcer.
Yeah, yeah.
So that,
But
you
I
know,
mean, Japan is just rolling right along. They're all over China.
when does Great Britain play? We play what, on the 10th or the 11th? Hey, Pearly, when does Great Britain play? The 10th or the 11th? Great Britain. Boy, you're breaking up. You're breaking up. I don't know what's going on with your connection. But I think...
lost me a moment ago, sir.
Oh, there you go. We got a pretty loaded squad, man.
When does Great Britain play? That's your question?
Correct.
Oh, we got a really good team. Yeah, we got a good team.
They got some good pitchers.
I think we play... What's today? Is the 9th? I think we play on Saturday.
I think, yeah, today's the 9th, Thursday, Friday, yeah, the 11th. Trace Thompson there, man.
Yes,
Nice
Saturday.
outfield. Trace Thompson, Chavez Young, and Anthony Seymour.
I actually play the United States on Saturday.
That's what we playing?
Yeah.
Dear God.
Yep.
Well, with the way upset's been going, could we pull it off?
Anything's possible, you know.
Especially in baseball, buddy. Especially in
This is
baseball.
baseball. And it's not that, you know, matter of fact, the United States has a very good team in terms of its bats. But they ain't got no pitching. Kershaw is not there. A couple other pitchers didn't make it. They have a good, if you could score on them early, then you give them problems. But if you don't score on them early, when their bullpen get there, that's a deal, yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see though how this plays out with this squad, and if some of these guys can get a little more. I don't see Lucius there. Was Lucius recalled by the Nationals?
I don't know. I thought I don't know. He may not be 100%, so they may not want him there yet, you know.
Right. So we got out. But
yeah.
Let's go international then. You said you had that World Baseball Championships going on, the big upset, and
then, you know, I ain't turning off my big screen TV from yesterday. Lone NCAA basketball up there every ESPN channel.
You trying to fill out that bracket from the Island game real strong, eh?
I get ready for that. I just scouting. I watching. I tell you, I want a car. I want with 100,000. I want 100,000.
But I'll tell you, man. The Jets made a big trade today.
Yes, I see that.
With the Ravens, Chuck Clark.
Trying to do.
And they gave him away for a 7th round pick.
I know. But the Ravens, the top, I thought he could get a little more for him. You know, they have a lot of good safety, so he became expendable. But I thought they got a little more for him than that play. 7th round, I thought they'd get at least a 3rd or 4th round.
Well, the top ranked quarterback on the free agent market right now is Jimmy Garoppolo.
Well, yeah, but I see that the Jets are pretty confident that they're going to get the Mr. Rogers.
I hear that they're confident that they've been huddled up in L.A. and been going over some scenarios with him, with what he would want if they traded for him. So, listen, he's got some wide receivers to work with if he goes there. All right? Garrett Wilson, the rookie last year, was off the chain. You got some good tight ends. You got a running game. If Breece Hall comes back healthy, you got a running game to support him. Look at the AFC East. The Jets with Rodgers at quarterback is in every game against y'all, the Patriots, and the Bills. I'm not saying they can win, but they're in the game.
Yeah, that's about it. I don't think that may because they get him, make them a Super Bowl team. So I understand what you're saying.
Now I don't know.
But naughty.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, you were talking about that. I can bring up another subject. Finish that, and I can tell you what I have to say.
Well, I'm just topping off the NFL, and of course the Texans lose draft picks and a fine $175,000 for salary cap violation tied to Deshaun Watson and that contract. Okay. But what you got for me?
You know, I don't believe in divine and stuff, but I see some things happening around the NBA that's in the Western Conference in particular that could pretty much open the door for a Laker team. I see
Luka's injured. Now they're saying it's not serious.
I see KD maybe going from it. Yeah, I see KD turn his ankle in practice in warm-ups.
Right, and that's a second-degree injury, so that may keep him out the remainder of the season.
Yeah, so I see some things.
But Luka Doncic's thigh injury, not serious. He's going to return from Mavs once the pain subsides, and that could be early as the next game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it could be, but if it comes back, he's been favoring it for a while. So
Mo
he's not
Bamba
getting
out
affected.
with a second-degree ankle sprain for the Lakers.
Yeah, okay, I mean, that's not a big loss for us.
No, but I'm looking at what you're saying, and if you look at the standings,
You see that?
the Lakers are now in 9th place.
The Clippers get away last night.
And guess what? They're only 2.5 games out of the 6th spot and actually the 5th spot, respectively.
Yeah.
And if you really want to get froggy, there's only 5 out of the 4th spot, and with Kevin Durant going down, the Suns may lose a couple of games.
That's a possibility.
But if you tell, if I'm looking at it right now, and the Lakers could get hot, and LeBron coming back don't mess with the chemistry, Lakers could make a regular season run. And if I'm the Lakers, if I'm hot behind AD, and it's a game or two that LeBron's trying to come back for, I rest him till the playoffs and unleash him fully healthy.
You'll have to let him play 1 or 2 games.
Yeah, maybe so, maybe 1. But if that chemistry working and that AD scenario is working, you got to. And when he comes back, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Do that. That's the reason why you're being hungry, baby. This opens all things.
It opens up a lot.
Why the Grizzlies? I mean, Ja Morant probably will be back shortly, but don't they have 2 key injuries?
Yep, Jaren Jackson's got one, and I think Dylan Brooks is the other one.
I think he's gone for the season.
So they got issues.
Adams is out for at least 4 more weeks.
Who'd have thought that the Kings would be holding firm as a legit number 2 contender in the Western Conference?
That's real talk.
Like, my God, I'm shocked. Nuggets clearly cut the number 1 seed in the Western Conference, maybe even in the entire league.
Okay. We'll see.
They're playing, look, they got the record to back it up, Pearly, and they got the MVP contender.
But they have the record in the West.
Well, the Bucks 47-18, Celtics 46-21, and they're 46-20. So there's a bunch up there.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the Bucks may be the best. Maybe the argument comes with the Nuggets, but I think those two are on a collision course if they hold.
I think the winner of the Bucks Celtics series, if it gets to that, will be
the eventual champ. Yeah, but I'm thinking whoever comes out of that, those two will face out of the Nuggets when it's all said and done.
I don't think the Grizzlies will be the Grizzlies. Don't have it. No, they don't have enough. Even if Ja Morant back, they missing Adams. They missing 2 or 3 key.
Now hold on, Adams been out the majority of the season though, Pearly. So I don't really take that into account because he's been in and out most of the season. Brooks is the key there. Brooks is the deciding factor there. The Suns though, if they get healthy or they get KD back in the right time, I still think they can make some noise over there in the West.
If CP3 don't get hurt again.
Well, you know how CP3 goes. Now
he likes to get hurt in the playoffs every year.
Speaking of this, are something different as we talk who's in and who's out. Who's out of jail because he got released? The Rain Man, Shawn Kemp. I don't know if you saw this story, but former NBA All-Star Shawn Kemp released from jail, won't face charges after shooting, but he was in a drive-by.
It wasn't a drive-by. It was 2 cars in an argument, and they shot at each other, and he sped off.
Okay.
He didn't slow down like me and you sit down.
So what happened, man?
53-year-old man. It wasn't like he was sitting outside, and me and you sitting outside drinking some Jack Daniels, and he drive past and lick a couple shots at us. No. Apparently it was some guy, I don't know the full story, but apparently it was him and some other guy got in an argument and they shot at each other and he sped off.
Well, apparently according to the Bleacher Report, former NBA player Shawn Kemp will be released by the Pierce County Sheriff's Office on Thursday and won't be charged with a crime after he was arrested Wednesday on suspicion of participating in a drive-by shooting. His lawyer released the following statement saying the situation was never a drive-by shooting, but rather self-defense on Kemp's part. Now, according to Adrian Wojnarowski on Twitter, via attorney Scott Boatman, who represents Kemp, said the following. Late Tuesday evening, Sean Kemp's vehicle was broken into and numerous items were stolen, including an iPhone. On Thursday, Mr. Kemp tracked his iPhone to an occupied vehicle in a shopping mall parking lot in Tacoma. When Mr. Kemp approached the vehicle in an attempt to retrieve his stolen property, individuals inside Mr. Kemp, who then returned fire in self-defense. This was not a drive-by shooting, as previously reported, and Mr. Kemp's actions were reasonable and legally justified. Mr. Kemp met with law enforcement at the scene in an attempt to assist in the matter. Mr. Kemp has retained criminal attorneys Aaron Kivat and Tim Leary to represent him and ensure that he is exonerated of all charges. Sound like Sean going there trying to bully some dudes.
No, nigga,
on the iPhone app, track them down and find your phone. Roll up on the dudes talking about, hey, I find my phone. They pop and he pop back, and there you have it. I met Sean Kemp a couple of times when he played with Portland, when my boy Stacey Augman was playing with the Trailblazers. And you know, if Stacey tell me, well, listen, that one there, he little loopy, take that as gospel, because Stacey been around a lot of dudes coming up, you know what I mean? And he always say, man, Sean is them quiet, crazy kind, you know? I might have run out and bust couple corner them for real. Give me my things.
That's what happened. He go, hey, y'all gonna make yeah. So say, yeah, pop. He said, yeah, you didn't get stupid. He put out the big.
Anyhow,
he probably had a 357 or something like that.
Listen, you, but 357. Look how you go. Typical behavior and embellishing.
He's old school, Dirty Harry.
Dirty Harry. Go ahead. Make my day.
Make my day.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. That's some
53-year-old man. He's too old for that, man. Call the police.
Man, oh man, oh man. No, not the Rain Man, but Rain Man had to go let them know what time it is. But speaking about baseball now, all right, D'Lo. All right, speaking of wrapping up the NBA, though, D'Lo is likely going to play tomorrow for the Lakers. I told you yesterday it was going to be, you know, either last game or the next game. Looks like it's going to be the next game. He's going to play against the Raptors. Reinforcements are on the way for the Los Angeles Lakers as guard D'Angelo Russell is expected to be back against the Toronto Raptors on Friday night. This according to head coach Darvin Ham also said the expectation is for Russell to return to the starting lineup.
Speaking of Toronto Raptors.
What happened?
Did your boy get fined yet? Van Fleet went off last night in his interview, in his post-game press conference.
And he didn't get fined?
He used the F word. He used the B word. He used the S word, the BS word, I should say, not the B word, but the BS word. He said, you know, because they lost the game Monday night when a fella called a tech on the sophomore player, but like a second left in the game and really cost them the game. And then he called another key tech against Van Fleet and really killed the momentum of the game in Toronto. They blaming him for those 2 losses.
Who, Toronto?
Yeah. And so Van Fleet, he said he called the referees. He said there's some crappy referees. He can understand the people ain't come to watch them. The people come to watch the play. He said, I don't get fined. I know I'm going to fine, but I got to say it.
Hey, Mr. Producer, I can send you the clip right now, Van Vliet. I once it's clean, let's have a get off last night.
Clean.
I mean, come on.
He was actually cool, calm, and collective about it, but he really said what he had to say.
But at the end of the day, man, you know, he's like one of the few players that they got that's worth a darn up there. You know?
Yeah, he's a really good guy too. Right, so.
All right, now, Mr. Producer, that one right above Van Vliet, that's the final 10 for the day, with Adam Schefter and the breaking news with Dallas potentially getting ready to make a move on DeAndre Hopkins, Pearly. So we'll check out Van Vliet, and then we'll jump into the NBA. But double check it, make sure that's the censored version there, Mr. Producer. We don't need Urkel calling us. But I think Van Vliet's frustrated, Pearly. Toronto could have actually made the playoffs. They still have a chance, but they're far down, you know, in the rankings. They can only probably make the play-in right now. But at the end of the day, they had high expectations for that team this year, and they started off well. I cannot say, you know, they didn't start off right now. So they're in the playoff. They're in the bubble. You know what I mean? and they're 3 games out of 7th.
They're in the playing game.
Yeah, they're 3 games out of 7th, a game and a half out of 8th, 6 out of 6th place. So yeah, they're scratching and holding on for their playoff life. It's the fifth floor and fifth one. All right, we can't play that. I don't think there's one clean version of Van Vliet. Everyone's got the expletive deleted version going on. But obviously,
the one I heard had bleeps in and bleeps out.
Oh, we won't worry about that. We won't worry about that. Did we get to the first break yet, Mr. Producer? All right, let's get to the first break. Flip side of the break, we'll talk some NFL, some movers, some shakers, some potential free agents. And Purdy, why still no movement with Lamar Jackson? I mean, you got Daniel Jones getting Dak Prescott money, and Lamar can't get paid.
He's gonna get paid. Eventually, he's gonna get paid. He's gonna be a Raven. September, he's gonna be the star Raven.
You think that's all much to do about nothing? He can get his money and stay right in Baltimore.
Yeah, I don't think he can get his guaranteed amount of money he wants, but he'll be proportionate.
He'll be a happy camper.
He'll be proportionate.
All right, man. So, this DeAndre Hopkins trade to the Cowboys is gaining steam, Purdy. It's gaining steam. And he's already come out and made the concession that he's willing to renegotiate his contract and make it happen. So we got to keep an eye on that. We'll pick all of that conversation up on the flip side of the break as the Thursday, March 9th edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
Get your Carifta tickets. The 58th Carifta Games is coming. April 7th to April 10th. Tickets are on sale now. Online at Carifta50.com or at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium, Western Grand Entrance. For more details, email tickets at Carifta50.com or call 605-4051.
Refined style with elegant taste. Then if you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then Fine Threads is your place. If you wanna look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video. Wanna step out and look great? Then Fine Threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste. Then Fine Threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
Experience a flavor explosion with the new Italian mozzarella chicken sandwich from Dunkin', loaded with juicy chicken, marinara sauce, a generous drizzle of pesto sauce, all topped off with melted cheese and served on a warm, flaky croissant. Made to order all day long, the Dunkin' Italian mozzarella chicken sandwich combo includes a bag of baked lays and a freshly brewed iced tea. Enjoy a taste of Italy in every bite. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
Get your Carifta tickets. The 58th Carifta Games is coming. April 7th to April 10th. Tickets are on sale now. Online at Carifta50.com or at the Thomas A. Robinson National Stadium, entrance. For more details, email tickets at Carifta50.com or call 605-4051.
When I had got prostate cancer, my family didn't know if I was going to live. At Cancer Treatment Centers of America, within days, I got an appointment. They presented me with treatment options, and we set up a robotic prostatectomy. When my scans came back, there are no signs of cancer. They don't see you as a number, they see you as a part of the family. I'm going on with my life. It's a real gift.
Call us at Cancer Treatment Centers of America.
Yeah, we're back at you on the Thursday, March 9th edition of Talking Heads. And Pearly.
Yes, sir.
Listen, what's going on in Miami? Now, I'm not trying to goosey you. I'm not trying to poke you. I'm not trying to... We got Peter chime in.
Peter's here.
Peter Pedrini, what's going on, Peter?
Hey, my man. I got a Monday. We have Tariano Johnson coming on. And so, you and him... I'm just going to sit back and say nothing because he loves Cuban food, Cuban culture.
Oh, yeah, we're going to have a good talk.
We're going to hit it off.
And I know you know the sweet science from Cuba, too, so we're going to have a great conversation. Real quick, Purdy, I got a question relating to the Dolphins for you, but we got Peter here. Draft coming up. What is Chicago going to do with that first pick? Because your GM has gone from being cloak and dagger now to openly flirting with everybody with the pick. What's going to happen there?
Well, you have to play one against the other. The ideal scenario is the Bears trade down to 2 with the Texans, right? Picked up maybe a 3rd round pick, and a 4th round pick, and then trade down again with the Colts, and in that case pick up. So you go from 1 to 2 with the Texans, and 2 to 4 with the Colts. Pick up a 2nd round pick, a 3rd round pick, and a 4th round pick.
But why would they drop to number 2 with the Texans?
The Bears are not taking a quarterback. The top quarterback coming off the board is going to be first thing on the board is going to be a quarterback. The Bears would need a quarterback. The Texans would trade
simply to protect the fact that they want to get their guy and not let anybody leapfrog them.
Exactly. Okay. And then the Colts, because the Colts and Texans are in the same division, the Texans could be afraid the Colts will leapfrog them to get their guy.
Right.
You don't know who their guy is going to be. It could be anybody, right? The Colts can, in theory, draft a quarterback, but the Texans don't know.
Right.
So he's out there saying stuff to get everyone. Oh, I've got offers. Wait, you got offers? Well, what are they giving you? Maybe we should give you a little bit more. And then at 4, seeing how the draft plays out, like let's say conceivably, picks 1 and 2 are quarterbacks. Pick 3 is Arizona. Arizona trades out to somebody. Or let's say Arizona takes Will Anderson, defensive end. Fine. Okay. Pick 4 is the Colts. Someone needs a quarterback because they got 4 quarterbacks this draft, first round. So you got 2 quarterbacks left. The Raiders want to move up, or the Panthers want to move up. Let's say the Panthers want to move up. Then the Bears move out of the 4th spot to the 9th spot. Okay. The Bears GM said, hey, I've got 9 players I'm good with taking in the first round, because he said he's not trading out of the top 10. So any one of those 9 players, now you don't need a quarterback. So you got to figure at least through 7 of those players, he's going to have a pick there.
He should have somebody, if he drops to 9, he should have somebody on his list, on his draft board that he'd be comfy taking.
Right. And you got to remember, you can also, the Bears, if you pick up 2nd and 3rd and 4th round picks, always somebody slips who's a 1st round talent. Tevin Jenkins, Bears got him in the 2nd round 2 years ago. So the Bears, the theory from last year, we only see him go through 1 draft, but his theory seems to be take as many bites of the apple as you can get. So trade down, accumulate picks, pick a bunch of guys. You know what? If I have 10 picks in the NFL draft and half those guys pan out, that's better than if I have only 7 picks or 6 picks. So when he gets like the 3rd and 4th round, usually he's going to trade down heavily, accumulate 5th and 6th and 7th round picks. The Bears starting left tackle, who ended up being the best left tackle in the draft, they got him in the 5th round. And you can get guys late. You can get them. So that's his theory. What's going on with Miami? Why are you concerned?
My question with Miami for Earl, a lot of rumors now that you guys could be going running back in the first. I feel with Jahmyr Gibbs from Alabama is up there. Like they looking at the speed dynamic in the backfield as well as outside with Waddle, the wide receiver, adding some of that speed to the backfield. And any truth to those rumors? Because I'm hearing Miami could actually make a move for a running back in the first round, and Bijan Robinson is not totally out of the spectrum either. If you all have to trade up 1 or 2 spots to get him. You all will. Apparently, he's high on your coach's list.
Well, because there's so many stud running backs, we don't have to overpay in who we got. So if these guys want too much money, we pass on them. I think we would probably keep I never can say his name.
Mostert?
I think we probably end up re-signing him, and I like him. and then looking at getting the stud running back out of there. We're also looking at drafting the tight end as well, and maybe an offensive lineman. We only got a first, I think, a second and 2 third-round picks, a pipe. We have no first-round pick.
Tight end, Oregon State. He transferred from Penn State University. 6'6", 255. Runs a 4.55, I think. Yeah, he fits what you're doing perfectly. He fits that mold of the West Coast tight end, that Shanahan West Coast, which you all run. He's a similar to George Kittle in his blocking style, because he started out as a great blocker who has improved in passing. And you're a run first team. As far as running backs go, the best running back in this system of all time has been Terrell Davis. So that's the prototype. You can get a Terrell Davis in 3rd and 4th round. You can get him.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Going to your running back, so you can trade down. If the Bears and David Montgomery don't work out, he's a perfect fit for what you want to do. He's available for $7 million a year, so you give him, 4 years or 3 years, $24 million, he'll take it. So Saquon, we all know, was never going to be available, but Pollard would have been great for you because he's perfect for what you want to do.
Not happening.
He's a short yardage guy.
That's why I think Jahmyr Gibbs is actually on the radar, because he fits that Tony Pollard component out of the backfield with the speed, and he catches the ball really well, and you can line him up in a couple of different positions. That may make sense in that offense. And let's be real, that offense when clicking is fast. It's based on yards after catch. So this guy could turn a little 5-6 yard screen into 70-yard, trip to the house with that kind of speed and the right blocking and the right scheming. So I think you have to look at that seriously.
No, but there's a kid out of Old Dominion. I think it's Kununz or Zach. And last name is Kunzdt or ZT or something like that. They're looking at him and they're looking at the kid out of Georgia too, Donnell Washington.
The tight end.
Washington's great. Now don't sleep. If you're looking for a great, because there's also a role for a backup running back. When you want to draft the starters, you also got to draft draft a good backup.
Yeah, but they were tight ends I'm talking about.
You get a good backup out of University of Texas. He backed up the best running back in all of college football last year. He would be a good backup for what you're running. The running back from Texas.
I thought he was a junior. He's out.
Who?
I thought he was a junior.
Who?
The kid out of
He's
Texas.
coming out.
Bajan Robinson is a junior, and he's coming out, and his backup is coming.
Okay. I know that. Okay. All right. Okay.
Now,
the backup's a good running back. He's a good, give you 10, maybe 15 carries a game, catches the ball well, because you need two. You don't want to run your lead back into the ground. So you got a two, and in that offense, you run the same offense. The Bears run same offense. The Packers run same offense. The 49ers run same offense. The Titans run. It's a two-back system.
All right, couple of things before we go. Don't forget that the final 10 today, we got Adam Schefter taking us home, and big news, and it's still rumbling in Dallas. The wheels are churning. The Cowboys are actually kicking the tires on DeAndre Hopkins. There could be a trade between the Cowboys and the Cardinals for the all-pro wide receiver. So we'll see where that pans out. But
former all-pro wide receiver.
Former all-pro wide receiver. But let's be honest. Injury and suspension. I like his chances of returning to that lofty status in the right scenario.
Naughty. There's a receiver coming out from Rice. He's from last name Rice. He's from SMU. He'll be available in the bottom of the first round. He's exactly
Jerry Rice's son?
Shh. No, I don't think so.
Quiet, Peter. Quiet, Peter.
He is exactly what you need.
Quiet, Peter.
Okay, exactly what you need.
Quiet, Peter.
Okay? You can move CeeDee Lamb to the slot. Okay.
Yeah, you corking our hand now. You doing some good draft research. You wasn't supposed to know about that kid. But
well, because the Bears looking at him too. The Ryan Poles went out to watch him at SMU, and they asked him, "Well, who are you looking at?" He said, "I'm looking at everybody," and they're like, "Well, there's only one guy out here who's worth a pick. That's this guy." So we're guessing you're looking at this guy. Justin Fields needs another receiver at least. So
the Chargers have restructured the contract of wide receiver Keenan Allen. All right, declare $8.9 million in cap space. He's not going anywhere. He's going to stay with the Los Angeles Chargers, but he's going to get a lot less money this year. Obviously, he'll get the payment on the back end of the deal. And Jimmy Garoppolo is likely to draw heavy interest from the Panthers, Raiders, and Texans. Apparently, his sweepstakes is going to start this week with the award tour for Jimmy G. So let's see who secures him.
I think
the Dolphins restructured Bradley Chubb's contract, so they got like under $1 million, then $1 million under the cap. Now we can cut Byron Jones come next week after next, so that'll bring us another 20-some million under the cap.
It's a real shame how you didn't take care of it. It's a real shame how the Dolphins let him deteriorate and degenerate, man. It's a shame how
we gave him all the medical treatment he's supposed to get. What else the Dolphins did we didn't do?
Purdy, I'm only getting you fired up. I know how passionate you are about Dolphin medical staff.
End of the day, I understand at the end of the day, we should have about $55 million to spend. So let's see what happens.
Remember the last time you had all that money to spend in draft picks, what you did with it?
Don't worry about it. That's then. This is a different regime.
All right. But anyway,
does anyone in this conversation believe the Commanders will be sold?
Maybe because there's a lot of pressure from the owners to get rid of Snyder. They don't like him. So
eventually it'll happen, and I think the owner's going to force it to happen.
Because I see that there are people coming together, billionaires are putting together a package to buy it from Snyder. And I hear that Snyder doesn't want to sell it to Bezos. I don't know what his issues with Bezos.
They're going to sell it at some point. The league might even intervene and find a buyer for it if the owners get together and say, hey, we're tired of Snyder. But we got to get to the break. We got Adam Schefter lined up for the take-home. Maybe by this time tomorrow, DeAndre Hopkins will be a Dallas Cowboy. But nonetheless, we're live from Duncan, East Street South tomorrow, and I'll talk to you guys in the 5 o'clock hour, man.
Good stuff.
Enjoy your Friday, man. Be safe. And Pearly, what we got in the fryer tonight, man? Anything worth stopping by for?
Doing some pork. I'm gonna do some honey garlic pork chops.
Mr. Producer, that sound good. But me and you need to stop by Pearly for a plate. Hey, save two of them. Me and Kermie come in. We'll see.
I'll bring something to wash it down with.
Of course, yes. Kermie with me. You know that. We have libations. Don't watch nothing. We'll see you tomorrow right here on the March 10th edition of Talking Heads. All right, live from Duncan, East Street South. And, of course, Adam Schefter taking us home on the flip side of the break. Keep it right where you got it.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
The Grand Bahama News is available every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian. Buy your local paper at Freeport convenience stores, Western Bakery, DeGregory's Fine Foods, and Bellevue Gifts. Want to reach your Grand Bahama customers? Then call Barefoot Marketing at 827-4578 or message them for ad rates via their Facebook page. Advertising opportunities now include classified ads too. Keep up with all the latest Grand Bahama news in the Nassau Guardian newspaper every Tuesday.
This looks like a spot that would be perfect for Jimmy G.
I like it. DeAndre Hopkins maybe going to the Dallas Cowboys. You might have to trade for him, but this would be a nice piece. It's a big receiver that can win the 50-50 ball. He's good in the red zone. Doesn't have to run fast, but he's in the middle of your field. He'd be a guy that Dak Prescott could lean on in big moments.
Okay, I like that one a lot. To your point, it isn't a free agent move, but it's one that could happen during the free agent period. And Diane, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Nope,
if you were working the story over there, that's more important.
I have breaking news. I don't.
Let me come back then.
No. Let's talk about
DeAndre
this.
Hopkins.
So there's definitely been a lot of chatter about the Arizona Cardinals, in the business of perhaps moving DeAndre Hopkins. I've spoken to some teams that have interest in him. I'm not sure what the compensation would be for a player of his caliber. We're 2 years ago, he was an incredible player. Obviously, he's been dealing with some injuries. So there's going to be a strong market for DeAndre Hopkins. And he recently spoke about it as well, saying that, look, I hear the rumors. I see it coming. It's going to probably happen. And he's got to just go about his business until that becomes official, if that's what Arizona decides to do.
Look, he's 30 years old. He'll be 31 next season. There was a moment in time, and it doesn't feel that long ago, when I would have argued he was the best receiver in the entire National Football League.
His hands are the size of this table.
Yeah, I mean, Booger, you put him on the Cowboys. What are we talking about?
Well, Green, if you put him on the Cowboys, I think the offense now opens up. The problem with the Cowboys last year, Green, it was Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Tony Pollard. Like, those were the only two really explosive offensive weapons you have. Now, if you give Dak Prescott a solid number 2 receiver, now you have CeeDee and DeAndre, the field opens up. Now you can run the football a little bit more because that's kind of what Mike McCarthy says he wants to do. Tony Pollard now becomes that chess piece that you can move around. So it's amazing when you slide people in their natural roles and you open the field up how the offense can perform better. So if they get him, the Cowboys are exponentially better.
And you put him in the slot. That's where Chris Carter ended up going in his career.
Yeah.
And became a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Put him in the slot. Let the linebackers have to deal with him. Let the strong safety have to try to cover him. They got no shot.
Is he still that guy? That's the question. I mean, he's been so good for so long, but he is getting older and has had injury problems. Can he still be that guy?
Well, 30 years old from a receiver position isn't old, especially in today's age. I know last year he served a 6-game suspension, but to Herm's point, if you put him in the slot, now you can't get your hands on him. You saw that with Larry Fitzgerald as well. He's a guy that's crafty, and he doesn't have to have tremendous separation to be able to make the 50-50 balls. He's a guy that understands how to be crafty, putting the guys on his back. He understands leverage, and he understands coverages as well. So I think he'll. But I just think that Dallas flirted with OBJ last year, and I think maybe OBJ doesn't want to play outside in the cold, go to the confines of inside of a dome at Jerry's World.
One way or another, there's no question the Cowboys missed Amari Cooper last year, and maybe they make one of these moves to try and find his replacement. Meanwhile, we finish back up where we began, and that is in Baltimore, where we have seen the Lamar Jackson story take several turns this week. It began on Tuesday when the Ravens used the non-exclusive franchise tag on him. That means he is sort of available. Not sort of. He is available now. Teams can try and sign him to an offer sheet, and then they could trade 2 first-round picks to Baltimore, and Lamar Jackson could become their quarterback. And it was notable how many teams came out and immediately were mentioning that to reporters like Diana and others that they had no intention of going after Lamar Jackson, and many people found that. Why are you making that face at me, Booger McFarland?
Well, because Greeny, you said he's available. Like, is he really available? Because any offer sheet he signs, the Ravens have the opportunity to match. I think we look at this as the Ravens want to get rid of Lamar. Maybe the Ravens want to allow the market to show Lamar what he's worth, since he doesn't believe the Ravens value when the Ravens are offering a contract. So I'm going to push back a little bit, Greeny, when you say he's open or he's available. I don't think he's available. I just think the bidding is out there to help the Ravens set the market.
Well, but let's say that I hear you. But if someone were willing to give him the contract that we all believe he wants, I mean, I don't think we've ever heard these words from his mouth. But I think the overwhelming belief is that he wants the Deshaun Watson contract fully guaranteed. If someone offered that to him right now, I think there was reason to believe the Ravens are unwilling to go there all of this time. So that's what I mean, which is to say, if you give him what he wants, then I think there's reason to believe that he would become available. Does that make sense?
Yeah, Green, I think that makes sense. I think the Ravens don't want to bid against themselves, though. So I think, Greeny, if you're looking at this negotiation and saying, why hasn't this deal got done in 2 years? It's because Lamar thinks he's worth X. The Ravens are willing to pay X because there's nobody to bid against because they own all the cards. That's what we have to look at, Greeny. They can franchise him twice if they want to, Greeny. So Lamar can't go anywhere. So if you're the Ravens, why would you set a precedent when you don't have to? Take the Deshaun Watson contract, Greeny, and set it aside, because there were circumstances from Deshaun Watson's standpoint and the Browns' standpoint that they came in. They had to do something that had never been done to get Deshaun Watson. The Ravens don't have to do that. They can just franchise Lamar and say, Lamar, the ball's in your court. So maybe the Ravens want to go out and allow the market to set the bar for what Lamar is worth. That way they don't negotiate against themselves and say, hey, Lamar, whatever you want, we'll give you $250 million. They don't have to do that.
Yeah, I get it. That makes sense.
It is exactly. The way Booger just laid that out is how it's been described to me as to the business side of this. I think the problem that we all have here as we talk about it is it feels like we're taking away from Lamar's ability, his talent.
Yes.
We know what he's been able to do. We know the Ravens, their win percentage when he's on the field versus when he isn't. It's significantly different. But I don't blame Lamar, right, for doing this. I don't blame Lamar because the Deshaun Watson contract set a new precedent. It set a new bar, and it's what he wants. So I think it's just difficult for us to all decipher this because we can see all sides of it.
When it's all said and done, will he wind up having to settle for less than what he wants, regardless of what the money is, would not get the guarantees?
I think he digs in. I think he's a prideful young man. I think he believes in his ability. And even if he's franchised twice or once, he's still going to be 27 or 28 years old. And if that Lamar Jackson hits the open market, he'll get more or equal to Joe Burrow or Herbert, which is going to, listen, the price is going up.
Yeah.
Just like Dallas wasting time trying to sign Dak, and they had to pay more, the Ravens will have to pay more.
Final word, Herman.
I hope they get it worked out, and if not Lamar, 2 years. Sign a 2-year contract.
Well, I mean, playing 2 years on the franchise tag would be kind of that, right?
$70 million,
$70 million in your pocket, and then you go from there. We'll see where it winds up. Okay, we're doing free agency bold predictions. Bartholomew Scott, tell me about the Giants.
Oh, yeah, I think the G-Man is going to improve the defensive side of the ball. I think Bobby Wagner and Marcus Peters would be great additions to Wink Martindale in that dominating defense. It requires some goons and some goo goblins. Those are both two of those guys.
This is Guardian, Nassau, Bahamas.